Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Speak, Film, and Enter, a podcast where we review and rank movies. I'm Nate.
And I'm Dylan.
And I'm Adam.
And another thing we do here, I guess, is sometimes we'll throw together a list of anticipated movies, which is what we're going to be talking about today. A little later on this than we wanted to get to, but still getting most of the things in here at the beginning of the year. So we're going to be talking about movies that we're anticipating between now, so kind of end of March through August. That's technically over half the year, but it's kind of the middle of the movie year because September is when like award contending stuff starts to come out, and August is kind of that buffer zone between the summer blockbusters and the awards contenders. So we like to go through August here, and then we'll do another one probably in the middle of August with anticipated movies for the rest of the year. So with that said, I think we can just dive right into it unless you guys have anything you wanted to get to.
No, other than I know we've talked about probably off air, but how this upcoming year of movies has all the big name directors basically that you can think of. It's a real comeback for name your favorite director. They probably have a movie coming out. So I'm interested to see which 20 you've picked.
Yeah, and a lot of those movies that you're thinking of, Dylan, look like they're scheduled, not surprisingly, to be released in, October or November or December. Still got a lot of big movies here, so I kind of went. There are some here that people just know are coming out, and I didn't really feel the need to throw in here. So some bigger ones I'm excited about, and also some more indie ones that I just wanted to put on people's radars because they look really good as well. So that being said, kicking things off this weekend, John Wick Chapter 4. I have not seen Chapter 2 or 3, but I will be seeing Chapter 4 on Friday night, so that'll be interesting. Adam, I think you're the resident John Wick stan. So
yes, you could say that. I'm going to be seeing this with a couple buddies. I've seen all of them. 2 is good. 3 is fine. If not, just like kind of meh. But I'm excited
3 seems
for this.
To be divisive. I've seen people who like 3 a lot who maybe didn't love the first 2. Is that? I don't know.
I mean, I could see it. I just there's a lot of they in a series like this where you try to up the ante every single time, try to make it more vicious or more, there's a higher body count or whatever like that. They try to do some things in 3 that are just you don't need to do that. Like the part of this was a realistic exploration of, somebody who's ridiculous at killing or whatever like that. And there's just some stuff they added into 3 that was all right, we don't need that. I want to still believe that this guy could exist. Right. So, but yeah, I'm really excited for this. I'm a huge John Wick fan. I love Keanu.
Yeah. Since we're all probably going to be seeing it anyway, I would expect a review for this one just because why not at that point? So John Wick Chapter 4 on March 24th in theaters. And then March 31st, a movie that I'm really looking forward to, oddly.
Same.
And that is Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. And if you have never heard of that, a charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers undertake an epic heist to retrieve a lost relic, but things go dangerously awry when they run afoul of the wrong people. So basically like a D&D campaign, but in a movie with Chris Pine. So yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, it should be fun. It's probably going to be terrible, but that's part of the fun. It's campy. Campy is what
am I reviews out of South by Southwest.
Yeah. Am I the only one here that has never played Dungeons and Dragons?
No, I have not either.
Okay.
I've seen I know enough about it. In Stranger Things play Dungeons and Dragons.
So we're basically experts.
I mean, at my job, we did an alignment chart. So are you chaotic good or chaotic evil, or are you neutral?
I have no idea what that means.
So that's just your alignment of what your character would be. What's your predisposition to how do you follow the rules and stuff. And then we also did a test to see what kind of character you would be, like a bard or a wizard or something along those lines. So we got to pick our characters. That was just a test we do for fun at work.
So are you going to tell us what you were?
I'm not going to tell you, but you could guess.
That's a lot of setup, Adam, for no payoff.
I was a level 3 bard.
Yeah, I knew it. I was
there we go. Dumbass minstrel with the mandolin there, like Chris Pine. So
is that when you started growing your hair out?
No, that was much before.
All right, sure. Okay, staying on the same day, we've got a movie that I'm really looking forward to called Rye Lane, which will be coming out on Hulu. This got really good reviews and a lot of buzz coming out of Sundance.
Okay.
And it's basically just kind of a walk and talk 20-somethings, both coming out of bad relationships, just kind of hanging out for the day on, it looks like, the streets of London. So maybe a little Linklater-esque, but the trailer is like very bright and colorful. Definitely got its own vibe. I think this looks really good.
Yeah, I like the quote from the poster. Charming and inventive, a properly great London rom-com. Properly great. I mean, that just sounds, that sounds
I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah. This is the first I've ever heard of this movie, but yeah, I'm intrigued. I do like, I'll have to check out the trailer.
Yeah, and I like that it's going to be on Hulu in 10 days.
I don't mind that either.
Or so. So definitely looking forward to that one. And then, let me get back here. 1001, another indie movie out of Sundance, coming out on March 31st. And this is about a mother who had lost custody of her son, who kind of kidnaps him back and then goes into hiding. And then I think the story picks up like when he's a teenager they're living in New York.
Interesting.
So I think this won something at Sundance. The poster there says winner Sundance.
I really like the poster.
I can take a look.
Yeah, it's a really, really good poster, I think.
Yeah.
This looks really good. Maybe, a little more serious, maybe a tougher watch potentially. But all the early reviews are really strong. So really looking forward to this one as well.
It won
that was 1001.
Won the Sundance Film Festival prize for dramatic. It says grand jury prize,
drama competition
category. Got it.
Yep. Okay. Nice. Moving on to April 7th. This one debuted at TIFF last year and has been atop my anticipated movies list ever since. And that is to How to Blow Up a Pipeline.
Love the title.
Which is about kind of what you'd expect. It's about 5 environmental activists who try to stop the construction of an oil pipeline. And I've read it's kind of like an indie environmental Ocean's 11.
Interesting.
Okay.
Lots of really strong reviews from the people who have seen it so far. That's coming to theaters on April 7th. So really, really looking forward to that. This one feels like something we could all go see together.
Anybody in it that we would know?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a pretty indie cast. Adam, you can double check on that if you want.
I mean, that's cool too. I'm down with that.
Absolutely. I think it's pretty tight script too. I think it's only like an hour 40.
Okay.
It doesn't look like anybody I recognize for the moment, but obviously this is a very surface level look while I just scroll while we keep talking. So
okay.
Moving on, April 14th, we get Renfield, which has Nicolas Cage playing Dracula, and I think that's really all anybody needs to know.
I don't know how to feel because like it's gonna be campy and exactly what we wanted when we watched Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's gonna be that in that realm of like stuff that he's used to, but it might just be too campy for me. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, the trailer had me worried, but I will check it out.
It's at least intriguing. But
that's true. You've piqued my interest. Maybe reserving judgment slightly on how excited I am for this, but it definitely felt worth including.
For sure.
And then April 21st, Dylan, here you go. Beau is Afraid, Ari Aster's third movie after Hereditary and Midsommar, starring what looks like several versions of Joaquin Phoenix, just going through some type of existential crisis. This looks Kaufman-esque to me.
Yeah,
and I'm all about it.
With some horror elements, maybe.
Yep.
I'm all in on this. The director, Joaquin Phoenix, even though I'm not a huge fan of Joker in general, love Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, he's an incredibly talented actor. And just, the combination of Ari Aster, Joaquin Phoenix, and then just what looks like, you were saying, kind of a crazy existential, multiple versions of his own life going on at once type of deal. I'm really intrigued.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving right along to April 28th. Now, if this one made you roll your eyes, I would not blame you at first glance. This is Peter Pan and Wendy, a live action, like probably the 40th live action remake of Peter Pan. This is going to be on Disney Plus. The reason I included it is because it's being directed by David Lowery.
Oh,
yes. So David Lowery, of course, one of our favorites, The Green Knight. He also did Pete's Dragon, which is, in my opinion, the best live action Disney remake to date, which is on Disney Plus. I think it's one of the best family movies of the 2010s. Highly recommended. He's done a few other movies that we like. So that's why this is here. Because I trust David Lowery enough to, like, I'm going to check this out.
Yeah, that totally just flipped it, him being involved. Yeah, because I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to go with you down this road, Nate. And then, David Lowery, like, all right, I'll watch it just for the visual. I'm intrigued with how it's going to look. Like, like, and feel like.
You see who's playing Captain Hook there in the poster?
His name escapes me, but a very familiar face.
That is indeed Jude Law.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that wasn't what I was going to guess, but okay. Wow.
Jim Gaffigan plays Smee.
Yeah,
which will be fun.
Oh, that'll be a good time.
This will be
for sure.
Be very interesting to see how this all comes together, but exciting.
Yeah, I mean, if you notice, I did not include the live action Little Mermaid movie on this list.
No.
But this one, David Lowery being involved, especially because of how good Pete's Dragon is for me, I had to throw this on here. I think he said recently that this was like his favorite movie he's ever made.
Interesting.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I'm looking on IMDb here, and the visuals that are playing in this little trailer here look fantastic. So this is already like, this will be fun to watch, no matter if like the storyline ends up being decent or not.
Yeah,
it'll be very fun
for sure. Again, that was Peter Pan and Wendy on Disney Plus. Couldn't remember if I included that on April 28th, and then also on April 28th.
Wow.
Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, the very popular Judy Blume middle grade young adult novel
from the 70s.
That sounds right.
Hey, look.
Yeah, 70s or 80s, maybe, or maybe 60s. I don't know.
A very important book to a lot of people, and same director from The Edge of 17, which is one of my favorite high school movies of the last decade, starring Haley Steinfeld.
Rachel McAdams.
I don't know. I haven't read this book. I'm going to before the movie comes out. It's like 180 pages.
Okay.
It's really short. I've heard nothing but great things about it. And I don't know. This is a big enough adaptation where I felt like it warranted inclusion here because I'm interested. This is a big book for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Then jumping to May 5th, of course, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Every movie that comes out now from Marvel is, can this movie get Marvel back on track?
Yeah.
And the answer has been no for long enough now where we're kind of getting tired of asking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if this one, look, it's going to sell 1 million tickets and make a bunch of money. But
yeah,
I mean, this is one of the kind of, not one of like 2 or 3 original, but kind of you're going back here to some of the favorites from early phases. Back again for their 3rd movie. This has to be good, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, do you mean like literally it has to say like money wise, or just like has to like
it has to be good?
Can't keep missing.
Like, how can you miss on this one?
Both, really. Yeah. Like, I mean, it wouldn't shock me if it wasn't good. So I meant more like they need this to be good.
Yeah.
Because
I agreed on all fronts.
I think this one's going to pull at the heartstrings, and I think that's going to help it out quite a bit because I'm anticipating a major death in this one. So I think it'll pull us back to where we think we're supposed to be, and I think it's going to kind of close some of the loops or help close some of the loops on getting us to the next like Avengers movie. I think that comes out in like 2024.
I think it's 2025.
Is it? Because I know we're supposed to get like 2 of those basically within the same year.
I think it's the end of 2025 and then the beginning of 2026.
Gotcha. So I think this is going to do a lot for that. So I guess we'll stay tuned and we'll find out.
We'll see.
Staying in May, but jumping all the way to the 26th, we have another movie that did really well at Sundance called You Hurt My Feelings, which stars, let me bring up the,
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Tobias Menzies. A novelist's long-standing marriage is suddenly upended when she overhears her husband giving his honest reaction to her book.
Ooh, and that's pretty much okay.
That's kind of it. But it's got two really good actors. This just feels like it could be a really strong indie drama comedy for me. Mm-hmm. And wanted to include a few more of these because, again, these are the kinds of movies that I feel like aren't really on people's radars. Like, everybody knows Guardians 3 is coming out.
Yeah, this will definitely get overshadowed by that.
Right.
So I was trying to figure out who Tobias Menzies is. Like, why is
he's been in all kinds of things? A lot of British TV.
The thing that I recognized, or that I originally kicked it off, was he was Edmure Tully in Game of Thrones. So it's kind of that guy. If you remember the scene where he's supposed to hit the boat and do the Viking funeral with the flaming arrow, and he keeps missing, that's this guy.
So that'll be fascinating. Jumping into June. Highly anticipated Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. We were supposed to get this last fall, got pushed back to summer 2023, but luckily right at the beginning of summer 2023, so it's not too far off. Mm-hmm. I mean, the first one's great. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, it'll be nice to come back to this world because that animation style is so much fun, and there was so many things that they did, especially at the end of the first one, that were very like psychedelic, or at least like made the animation look more impressive. Really highlighted it. So we'll see what they can come up with this time.
I am all in 100%. I love this poster too.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think if you've listened to the podcast before, I think very, very highly of the first one. I have it as a 5-star movie. And I think it's a top 50 movie all time for me. So I am very much excited for June 2nd.
I think it's in my top 200. So not quite as much love as you, but I also think this is the first one's phenomenal. So yeah, this is definitely toward the top of all of our anticipated movie lists for this year. And sticking on June 2nd, also toward the top of my list, Past Lives, an A24 movie with incredible reviews coming out of Sundance. Okay. This is two deeply connected childhood friends are wrested apart after Nora's family emigrates from South Korea. 20 years later, they are reunited for one fateful week as they confront notions of love and destiny. So, kind of best friends as kids.
Interesting.
Split up. Go their own ways, have their own lives, potentially their own significant others, and then they run into each other again. And it just seems like from everything I've read, it sounds like it just hits those notes of like a beautiful drama that we've kind of come to expect from A24 at least like 2 or 3 times a year at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a limited release on June 2nd. So I don't know if that'll be playing, if that means LA and New York, or if that just means like a week of kind of indie theaters everywhere. I'm not really sure, but June 2nd is at least, I think, when we can start looking out for this movie.
Okay. Sweet. Looks like this is going to be the director's directorial debut as well, Celine Song.
Oh,
so that'll be nice.
We're all about that here.
We are big fans.
Yeah. So again, that was Past Lives on June 2nd. June 16th gives us our Pixar movie for this year called Elemental, which basically just looks like they're trying to recapture some Inside Out magic.
Yeah. Okay.
Which also they're making Inside Out 2. So
they are.
Yes. So like after Inside Out and Soul, they're kind of sticking in this realm again because those seem to work out for them until they won't. So we'll see. I mean, this is just about elements living in elemental world who are anthropomorphized.
Yep.
And that's kind of it. I don't really know a lot else about it, but I feel like you can kind of hear that and sort of picture in your head some things that it could be about.
Yeah. Interesting. Is Pete Docter involved in this one?
I actually don't know. Adam, can you find the director? I mean, he's running.
The director is Peter Sohn. The writers do not list Pete Docter as one of them.
He's probably a producer. I mean, he's running all of
yeah.
Pixar now, so I don't know how many movies he's going to be directing going forward.
Yeah. I do see a storyline here that just says film journeys alongside the unlikely pair of Ember and Wade in a city where fire, water, land, and air residents live together. The fiery young woman and the go-with-the-flow guy are about to discover something elemental, how much they actually have in common. So that'll be a fun little, our differences are what make us unique, but our commonalities are what bind us together. I think that'll be a fun
the little tag on the poster, opposites react. That's pretty clever.
All right. June 23rd, Asteroid City, Wes Anderson.
I was going to say it's got to be Wes Anderson.
We need I Say More.
Look at that A. Look at that. What font is that with the little arrow?
It's in the Asteroid City font, Dylan. Asteroid City is set in a fictional American desert town circa 1955. The itinerary of a junior stargazers / space cadet convention, which is just the most Wes Anderson thing you can possibly think of, right?
Yeah.
Organized to bring together students and parents from across the country for fellowship and scholarly competition, is spectacularly disrupted by world-changing events.
Guys, I know it's Wes Anderson, so that everyone's going to be in this movie, but the people listed on IMDb right now,
he keeps
holy fuck
his game somehow.
So Hong Chow looks to be one of the stars, and that she seems to be fairly new. I don't know anything else from her at the moment, but then there's Margot Robbie, Tom Hanks, Scarlett Johansson, Hope Davis, Sophia Lillis, Bryan Cranston, Willem Dafoe, Steve Carell, Adrian Brody, Edward Norton, Tilda Swinton, Maya Hawke, Tony Revolori, and Liv Schreiber, and Jeff Goldblum. Like, what?
Was Hong Chow in The Whale in the Menu? Was that her?
Let me look.
Wow.
Good Lord. Yeah, she was in The Whale.
Yeah.
And she was in The Menu.
She was just nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Nice. Good for her.
Yeah, this sounds great. It's a Wes Anderson movie. He also has another movie coming out this year, which will show up in our anticipated movies of the fall.
Second half.
Yes. Sticking. Is this still the same? Nope. Going to July 14th. Mission Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Just give it to me now.
Summer blockbusters. Let's go.
Yes.
I'm shocked Tom didn't go for the July 4th release for this, honestly. Because this is the type of movie I would totally see like with my cousins over 4th of July break or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, no, totally all in for this. And it gives me a reason to rewatch some of the other ones leading up to it. Which
I've been going through them with my parents, and we're through 5 now, and we're all just having a blast. Can't wait to watch Fallout again.
Oh yeah.
It's so interesting. We were just talking about this the other day, Nate and I, were that the first film in this series is so different than even like the third or fourth film in this series. It's less action. Like there's action in it, but it's more like a spy thriller, and how it's just evolved over time, and how crazy and ridiculous Tom Hanks made this. Is put this series into. So no,
this is this is how you should treat an IP. This was well handled. Like the first one was great, second one was bad, and he took a step back and he's like, all right, let's just chill. And then
let's give it a second.
Some time went past, and then he came back in with 3, tried to keep it fresh, not necessarily perfect, but then ever since then, just 4, 5, and 6 are just so entertaining.
4 is when I feel like it got the kind of reboot.
It did, yeah.
And all those ones, for sure. Especially once they added Rebecca Ferguson, that was the secret weapon, because those two are amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah, they got the groove back with the Mission Impossible, so definitely excited for Dead Reckoning Part 1, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they went the Harry Potter route.
Tom's like, I ain't done.
Like I'm 55-ish, somewhere in there. I gotta slow down soon.
No, he's at least 60. Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's gonna be doing his own stunts until he's like 70. You watch.
Probably what will kill him.
I think that's the way he wants to go out. Probably
common thought. And he wants to make sure it gets captured on camera.
Yeah, because what a better way?
If his actual death is not in the movie, he's gonna be furious. He died for nothing.
He is 60 years old. His birthday is
Yeah.
June 3rd or July
That
3rd.
would be-
Wow, should have gone for the June 4th or July 4th date.
That would be a legendary way to go out if he's like, we're doing one more Mission Impossible when he's like 70 years old, and then it all leads up to this climactic action sequence, and he films it all crowd. So there's literally only the last like 5 minutes to do, and then he like hands somebody else the director's chair and is like, "All right, buddy, take us home."
I'm not directing these movies.
The behind the scenes is just going to be the funeral for Tom Cruise.
I know, and he'll go down. He'll go down in like a helicopter explosion, saving everybody, and then it'll be like Tom Cruise literally died filming. It's like will pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
The posthumous Oscar.
Oh, for sure, he would love that.
Oh,
Um,
all right.
His thetans would go.
So
Never
these
mind.
2 weekends are going to be incredible. So we
Electric.
July 14th, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. And then we also have July 14th, a little indie movie I threw in here, Theater Camp, which is sort of a mockumentary of theater kids,
ooh,
which got really
Okay.
good reviews coming out of Sundance. Molly Gordon is involved in this from Booksmart and lots of things. She was in
Yeah.
Shiva Baby and Good Boys.
mhm.
Molly Gordon's great, and that's Ben Platt as well. I think Beanie Feldstein is in this, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
I like the premise.
Yeah, this has gotten really good reviews. It looks fun. So just a little taste of an indie comedy to
Mhm.
remind you that they exist between Mission Impossible and then the next weekend, July 21st, the craziest. I don't know if you can call it like a double feature because they're not being released like together, but there are 2 movies being released on July 21st, and the pair of these movies could not be more different. They're equally huge. It's the most fascinating same day release I've ever seen. And so
Okay.
July 21st, we get Barbie from Greta Gerwig, her 3rd movie after Lady Bird and Little Women, starring
Mhm.
Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling as Barbie and Ken. This movie looks bonkers. Check out the trailer. I don't know. This
Noah
looks insane.
Baumbach also co-wrote the screenplay with Greta
Yep.
Gerwig, it looks like, so that'll be fun. Helen Mirren and Will Ferrell and Simu Liu are in this, so is Michael Cera. Like, it's just there's a lot of people in this movie, and it's going to be strange. Like,
Yeah, for sure. So then same day as Barbie, we get Oppenheimer. Yeah, told you. Isn't
American
that just incredible?
Exceptionalism the weekend. Like,
I just want to see. I want to see these 2 movie posters next to each other outside of the theater. I want to see it because that juxtaposition is fantastic.
Should we see these on the same day?
we should.
We absolutely should. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So
I
like
think,
the 22nd or something?
yeah, I think Barbie first.
Yes.
Let's enjoy the delights of the world and then see how we're
And then dive into the darkest, one of the darkest periods in our history.
And then to kind of cap it all off, we can go see Dead Reckoning for the 3rd time.
there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, palate
This is a
cleanser.
nice palate cleanser.
Or maybe theater, maybe
Or maybe
theater camp.
Theater Camp.
Theater camp would be a nice palate cleanser, I think.
Yeah,
too.
it would. I'm really
Oh,
looking forward to
man.
the 21st.
Wow.
So, yeah, Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan, also an insane cast. I really like that Emily Blunt is in this
Mm-hmm.
because she just does a lot of like family movies for her kids now, which is
Yeah,
fine. But
Mhm.
I like that she's in something serious to remind everybody that she's one of the best in the business.
Yeah.
Agreed. Robert Downey Jr., Matt
Matt Damon,
Jeff Wade, Remy Malek, Kenneth Branagh,
Kieran, what's
one of
his
the
name?
Skarsgårds.
Damn, son.
Playing the lead.
Cillian Murphy.
So,
Cillian
okay, so
Murphy,
maybe just everyone wanted to play because I'm sure they're all going to be playing real life people. Like I wonder
Mhm.
who's, one of them's probably going to be playing the president.
Looks
and-
like Gary Oldman is Harry S. Truman. So yeah.
there you go. Of course, Gary Oldman. Yeah.
Yes, of course he gets the fucking president. Like,
I'm not excited
I know.
anymore.
I know how over Gary Oldman you are.
Oh my
so.
god, that's so funny. Of all the people who played Truman.
Adam, you just killed this entire episode for me.
Let's get the British guy to do it.
All right. Well, that's Oppenheimer, July 21st.
Wow.
Everybody
No
have
longer
fun.
interested. Sorry, I told you Gary Oldman was in another movie.
Yeah, maybe we will see Oppenheimer first, and then we'll go see Barbie. So Nate doesn't have his whole day ruined.
You can just get it out of right away,
Yep.
like doing your chores in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All
I think I only got one movie left here.
All right.
August 4th, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
yes.
Mutant Mayhem, an actual animated Ninja Turtles movie again. All the Ninja Turtles are voiced by teenagers. The cast is crazy. This is being produced by Seth Rogen.
That's what I
and
he was involved somehow.
The director, I can't remember his name.
Jeff Rowe and Kyler Spears.
Yeah, one of the guys involved in this was also the person who did Gravity Falls on Disney, which is like one of the best reviewed animated series of the last 10 plus years. I can't remember exactly how old Gravity Falls is, but I've seen a few episodes. Yeah, it's really, really good. So I like that Seth Rogen brought in somebody who's successfully created good animation before and not just kind of the biggest name he could find to attach to this. Like, it's somebody who's familiar with the workings of the genre. And I thought the trailer looks super fun. I think this looks great.
Yeah, Jeff Rowe also wrote Mitchell's versus the Machines, which we reviewed last year and really enjoyed. So
2 years ago,
a couple years ago, whatever it was. So that's another feather in your cap there for him. That's,
for sure,
that's solid.
I think this is going to be great.
That's an Adam Borman's feather in the cap.
Indeed it is. They don't wear hats, but they wear bandanas, so it'll count. I saw something wild the other day that apparently in the comic lore for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the accident that creates Daredevil is also the accident that creates the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So they live in the same universe, and Daredevil's teacher's name is Stick, and their teacher's name is Splinter, and there's a bunch of little corollaries like that, which is kind of stupid but fun.
I never knew.
They fight the ninjas, so it's the Daredevil fights the Hand Clan or something, and the Turtles fight the Foot Clan. Little dumb.
Is this some sort of weird, could have been offshoot of Daredevil? Because that's Marvel technically, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja
I don't know. It was
Turtles
it was a TikTok or something I saw, and I was like, that's super interesting.
That is interesting.
Huh.
But yeah, this looks good. I'm excited. I'm glad it's all animated because every time we try to do a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle things, which is a huge IP and has been around forever, every time we try to do it and it's live action, it's always weird and bad and just not as exciting as we want it to be.
Not as good as that 90s masterpiece.
Yeah. Never.
Can't recapture it. So
all right. There you have it.
List, dude.
Yeah, a lot of good ones on there.
And 20 movies coming out between now and August 4th.
Mm-hmm. And then around August, be looking for is that when we'll do our most anticipated of the second half of the year, probably?
Yeah.
Dive into some of the Oscar contenders and some of the other big movies coming out, like Killers of the Flower Moon, maybe?
Yeah. Linklater's got a new movie. Michael Mann has a new movie. David Fincher has a new movie. Scorsese. What's his name? Coppola. Or is it Coppola? No. It's
Denis. Does Denis have is Dune 2 come out this year, or is that next
it does
year?
That's another one.
Yeah, that's December. I'm pretty sure that's late.
Oh boy.
What else we got? Oppenheimer's obviously Nolan's one that's coming out, but I'm trying to think of other major directors.
We don't need to list all of them. Most I just
want. It is Francis Ford Coppola. Megalopolis. He has a new movie.
Francis Ford Coppola. Wow, he's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And 2 movies from Yorgos.
Yeah, I was like, someone's giving us a double feature. Wes Anderson and Yorgos are both giving us 2.
Yeah, just as much weird as we can possibly handle.
Cram into one calendar year
in one movie year.
Well, hopefully, just like we talked about a couple weeks ago with our top 10 picks of 2022, that we felt that they were kind of top heavy, and there was not really much else in the middle of, outside of the, say top 15 that really garnered too much interest. Maybe this year is going to be the top 30 are incredible.
I need another 2019. That's what I need, where it goes 30 deep in 4-star movies.
Yeah, and fully save theaters, instead of just relying on Top Gun to us all the way.
Right.
All right. Is it my turn to put a wrap on the show?
It is.
I believe
Adam, which
so.
one of us is going to assist
You've got
in
it.
that? I've got it. All right. Take it away, Dylan.
History isn't here yet. It's coming, but we got here early this time. Maybe this time we can be ready for it. We can take it on our own terms.